So first we're going to start off with a little story. It's a personal story because I think it'll bring this to you at home that this could happen to anybody. I called Sergeant Glen Fifield yesterday and I said, hey, can we talk about kids being left in vehicles? And he said, yeah, you know, it's an important topic because people think that this couldn't happen to them until it does happen to them. Well, about a month ago, my family was all in our vehicle. It was a cooler day. The baby was sleeping in the back seat, in his car seat. And we got home, I opened the garage, I thought, I'm gonna water the flowers while I have the door open. He's snoozing, I can hear him, I'm at an ear's shot away from him. It'll be fine. So I was watering the flowers, and then all of a sudden I heard a muffled cry, and I thought, is that Bodie? So then I ran over to the garage. Turns out my kids had shut the door to the car, and Bodie was inside a closed vehicle. Now it was in the garage. We had just had the air conditioning running in that vehicle, thank goodness, because it could have turned out much differently. But that's just from a mother who loves her children more than life itself, and it could have happened to me. So we are here to start off talking about our science experiment as far as how hot these cars can climb and how quickly the temperature climbs inside these vehicles. So do you want to describe what we have going on behind us?
Yeah, so we have two vehicles here. I've got the Dodge Durango and in my car the Charger, and mine's nice and cool. A nice cool 69 degrees right now, and we're going to shut it off and see how quick it gets, how fast it warms up.
All right, so we have the temperature, the thermometer in both of the vehicles. As Glenn was just saying, we have one that had the air conditioning going. So this would be like an example of what I had, where my kids were in the car, the air conditioning was running, then I turned off the vehicle. So we're going to start off our timer here at the beginning of this segment, and then we're going to check in at the end to see how quickly these temperatures climb. And the other vehicle, we actually have that thermometer going right now, and that car's just been sitting in the sunshine.
And so you see it's just been sitting here in the sun. It's got tinted windows. And right now I just looked at the thermometer and it's 120 degrees. And we just pulled it around here and it was at 100, and in 10 minutes it went from 100 to 120.
That's right.
And so it's sitting right in the sun, exposed.
So with Indiana State Police, do you see, what's your experience with kids being left in vehicles, or even I know you had a press conference earlier about dogs being left in a hot vehicle from last year?
Yeah, that's a real tragedy. And you know, a lot of times this can be prevented. Life is we're so busy, right? And we all have cell phones and distractions, and just like what happened to you with the flowers and kids, your other kids don't realize, and something happens, and you never think it can happen to you until it does. And we always read about these tragedies, and they're so preventable. And you know, it's no fault of. It's not that they didn't care.
We're humans. We make mistakes.
We do.
Yes.
But you would hate to lose a child or a loved one or a pet,
right,
because of that, especially with this heat. So you know, we're encouraging folks to, you know, not go outside. You know, there's that old adage, don't put off today, or don't put off today.
Put it off today.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Don't
put it off today.
Don't put things off. Well, today's the day you need to put it off. You know, don't be out mowing. Don't be out working in the garden. Don't wash the car.
Right.
It'd be nice if I didn't have to go to work in this sun, but here I am. Here we are.
Right. Well, what additional things are you doing for the community as far as checking in on people because of the heat?
Yeah, so our troopers do interstate patrols, and we're treating it just like when the winter weather, when it's really cold out. We'll check on people who are disabled or stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, out of gas, whatever it is. Oftentimes, more often than not, people say, oh, I'm okay, I've got help coming, or whatever the case is, and we'll go on about our way. But in situations where we have weather days like this, we'll go out and make extra checks on them instead of just taking them at their word. We'll go back, take them water if they need, get them off the interstate somewhere cool, if at all possible.
If people call you and they say, I need help, what can I do? I'm in my house, I don't have air conditioning. What would you guys tell them? What's your advice?
Well, if they can go to a neighbor's house, get cool.
Right. You're saying even go into a library, go grocery shopping?
Absolutely. Go somewhere cool. And if you don't hear from a loved one or a neighbor, don't see them out, check on them. You know, air conditioners can fail, and you know, our elderly are the most at risk. So you know, check on your neighbors. You know, be a kind neighbor, be a kind human.
And also, you know, in that situation that we were talking about with the press conference of the dogs that were left in that vehicle from last year, they did have an air conditioner, but it wasn't enough. So you have to make sure that you do those extra precautions. Even if you have family members, say, that don't have air conditioning, they say, I'm fine, I'm good, I've got a fan. You should still give them that extra call because we do have that excessive heat warning in effect. So these feel like temperatures. Right now I know I'm sweating. It's going to feel like we could be up to 110 to 115 this afternoon. So
easily.
Extreme heat.
Easily.
Should we check in on these temperatures?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. So I wonder how many minutes it's been. Maybe, Brian, could you tell me? Probably been about 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
About 3 minutes.
Yeah.
My car's already up to 76 degrees.
So it
7
started
degrees. 69.
at 69, and we're already up to
76.
76. In 3 minutes,
And
the temperature jumped by 10 degrees.
And this one's up to 122 now.
122 degrees in this vehicle right here.
Didn't take any
So this
time
is
at
why
all.
even like, I know we were talking about, right, and even like busy families, I know sometimes you might be tempted to just run inside the store, the windows are open or whatever. Even if you have your pet in the vehicle, don't do it on a day like today.